The Mac Man is finally happy. That's right, America. I got peanut butter, bread, crackers, chips, cookies, tuna fish, chunk light, chuck white. I got cranberry, cran grape. I got every cran known to man. America, there'll be no more running out to the stores for the Mac family, because we ain't running out of nothing. I have salsa, hot sauce, wine, paper towel, Swamps, oatmeal cookies, Cheerios, Oreos, white half, tissue. I got enough toilet tissue to wipe my family's ass for 2 years. Oh, John, what are you doing? Had this meat all in front of mine. Yeah, my Saturday's all gone, America.
Hello, good beans, and welcome back to Midnight Requiem. Today we will be talking about a king of comedy, Bernie Mac. Was an American comedian and actor. Born and raised on Chicago's South Side, Mac gained popularity as a stand-up comedian. He joined fellow comedians Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and D.L. Hewlett in the film The Original Kings of Comedy. After briefly hosting the HBO show Midnight Mac, Mac appeared in several films in smaller roles. His most noted film roles were as Frank Catton in the 2001 remake of Ocean's 11 as the title character of Mr. 3000. He was the star of his eponymous show, which ran from 2001 through 2006, earning him 2 Emmy Awards nominations for Outstanding Lead Actor in Comedy Series. Mac's other films included starring roles in The Players Club, Head of State, Bad Santa, Guess Who, Pride, Soul Men. Early in his life, Mac was the second child and was raised by his single mother, who died of cancer when he was 16 years old, and his grandparents on the city's south side. Mac began his high school career at Chicago's Vocational High School. His mother died in 1973 when he was 16 years old. Shortly afterward, Mac's older brother and his estranged father both died. Mac later graduated from Chicago Vocational High School in 1975. During his 20s and through his early 30s, Mac worked in a variety of jobs, including janitor, coach, professional mover, cook, bus driver, Wonder Bread delivery man, furniture mover, and UPS agent, while doing comedy on the weekends at the clubs and parties. Bernie Mac's influence were from the Three Stooges and listening to stand-up comedians Richard Pryor and Red Fox. Mac started as a stand-up comedian in Chicago's Cotton Club after he won the Miller Lite Comedy Search at age of 32. His popularity as a comedian began to grow. A performance of HBO's Def Comedy Jam thrust him into the spotlight after Martin Lawrence was unable to calm an increasingly hostile crowd. Mac went on stage and said, "I ain't scared of yo motherfuckers," telling the audience that he didn't come here for no foolishness. Mac opened for Dionne Warwick, Red Fox, and Natalie Cole. He played a small role on 1994's House Party 3 as Uncle Vester. He also had a short-lived talk show on HBO titled Midnight Mac. Later, Mac also acted in the minor roles playing Mr. Johnson, the no-nonsense owner of Grill and Diner, in the movie BAPS, and Pastor Clever in Ice Cube's 1995 Vehicle Friday. Following that role, Mac was chosen to play the title role in the 1995 Apollo revival of The Wiz. Mac had his first starring role as Dollar Bill, a silly, slick-talking club owner in 1998's The Players Club. Mac was able to break from the traditional black comedy genre, having roles in the 2001 remake of Ocean's 11, and become the new Bosley for the Charlie's Angels sequel, Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. In 2001, the Fox network gave Mac his own television sitcom called The Bernie Mac Show, portraying a fictional version of himself in the show. He suddenly becomes custodian of his sister's 3 children after she enters rehab. Mac broke the fourth wall to tell his thoughts to the audience. The show contained many parodies of events in Bernie's actual life. Mac, who grew up on Chicago's South Side, was a fan of the Chicago White Sox and would often sneak a reference to his favorite team in episodes, including enlisting then White Sox pitcher John Garland to make a guest cameo appearance in the 2005 season. He wore a White Sox jacket and cap and congratulated his hometown Chicago White Sox and their staff members on their recent World Series championship. Here's an interesting fact. Mac did take care of his niece, but he also took care of her daughter at the same time while growing up. The show was not renewed after 2005 and 2006 season. The series finale aired on April 14, 2006. Among other awards, the show won an Emmy for Outstanding Writing and Peabody Award for Excellence in Broadcasting and the Humanities Prize for television writing that promotes human dignity. His character on the Bernie Mac show was ranked number 47 in the TV Guide's list of the 50 greatest TV dads of all time. During his run on the show, Mac had co-starring roles in Bad Santa and Head of State, as well as starring roles in the baseball-themed film Mr. Miller 3000 and Guess Who remake of the film Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Later in years, on March 19, 2007, Mac told David Letterman on the CBS Late Show that he would retire from his 30-year career after he finished shooting the comedy film The Whole Truth, Nothing But the Truth. So help me, Mac. I'm going to still do my producing my films, but I want to enjoy my life a little bit. Mac told Letterman, I missed a lot of things, you know. I was a street performer for 2 years. I went into clubs in 1977 and was on the road for 47 weeks out of the year. During this time, Mac was having success as a popular film actor, starting with an appearance in the 2000 film Transformers as the car salesman Bobby Bolivar and serving as the voice of Zuba, Alex the lion's long-lost father in Madagascar, Escape to Africa. He co-starred with Samuel L. Jackson in the 2008 musical comedy Soul Man. These last two movies were released months after his death. His final film role was a Jimmy Lunchbox in the 2009 film Old Dogs, which was released a year after his death. In the final 4 years of his life, Mac publicly disclosed that he had sarcoidosis, a disease of unknown origin that causes inflammation in tissue. Sarcoidosis frequently attacked his lungs. On July 19, 2008, Mac was admitted to the Northwestern Memorial Hospital in his hometown of Chicago. After being treated in the ICU for 3 weeks, Mac went into cardiac arrest and subsequently died during the early morning hours of August 9th. At the age of 50, the complications were not attributed to his sarcoidosis, according to his publicist. Mac's public memorial was held a week after his death at the House of Hope Church, with nearly 7,000 people in attendance. Notable mourners at Mac's funeral were Chris Rock, Chicago Mayor Richard M. Daley, Samuel L. Jackson, Ashton Kutcher, Don Cheadle, the cast members of Bernie Mac Show, and his Kings of Comedy fellows, D.L. Hughley, Cedric the Entertainer, and Steve Harvey. The first two of Mac's Prometheus films were Soul Man and Madagascar Escape to Africa were released 3 months after his death and were dedicated to him. Mac's third Prometheus release from film Old Dogs was released a year after his death. The 2008 Bud Billiken Parade, which was held in Chicago on the day of Mac's death, was also dedicated to his memory. On the day of Mac's funeral, his hometown's local television station WCIU-TV aired an exclusive television special, a tribute to Bernie Mac, and had interviews with his former colleagues including Chris Rock, Joe Torre, Cameron Diaz, Don Cheadle, Camille Winbush, and some of his family members and close friends. During Steve Harvey's television show, which aired November 14, 2016, Harvey read a proclamation from Chicago's Mayor Rahm Emanuel proclaiming November 14 as Bernie Mac's Day. Steve Harvey's guests included Bernie's wife Rhonda, their daughter Janice, granddaughter Jasmine, and Bernie's the original Kings of Comedy co-stars, appearing via satellite along with the principal of Bernie and Rhonda's alma mater, Chicago Vocational High School, revealed and unveiled the renaming of CVS Auditorium to Bernie Mac Auditorium. On February 14, 2017, Rolling Stone named Bernie Mac number 41 of the 50 best stand-up comics of all time.
Thank you for listening to Midnight Requiem. And remember, be good to one another as my good beings. Have a good night and a wonderful day.
You know something, America? You try to protect your family the best you can, but in the end, there's not really much you can do. Because, see, gas pipes burst, people rob houses, planes fly in the building. So what you gonna do? You gonna live in fear? You got to live your life. Have fun. Be yourself. Make mistakes. See, Bernie Mac may have overreacted, but one thing he did get right, it's important to be together. So I told you once before, America, we're family. You and I, we are family. Always and forever. Y'all take care.